And then you can, whatever meeting comes to, make sure. Go ahead and get your backgrounds done.
You need to get here?
No, you're good. All right, so we're setting that here. No, make sure built-in microphone. Yep. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh, is it? What's it? Oh, the I?
I don't know. All right, so get your wherever you call it out.
Okay.
Why not? What in the world? I don't think we purchased it. I think we use the backgrounds on Google Meeting, but I don't think our county purchased where we can have full access to that kind of stuff.
I knew I should have downloaded it.
Oh. The internet's working good, so
No, that's always a blessing.
yeah. All right, so
Okay. Okay, there's the welcome sign. Like, how are we going to do this so that, how are we going to do this? Like, so, because you're going to run this, right? You're going to run this machine?
Yeah.
Okay, so because I'm not trying to bring things up and take things down.
yeah, so I'll sit here whenever.
Okay, and I'll just kind of talk behind you.
Yeah, like this. So yeah, we can just do this like here.
Okay.
And I'll sit there and I'll mess with whatever I need to, and then it's just these 4 slides. Okay.
Now, but the other people have slides, so they'll be sharing their screen.
Yeah, so they can just share. They'll have access to share, and we'll make sure it's shared. Okay. And that's why I'll have this one like right here, so where we can see what everyone else is seeing.
Okay. Oh, good. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Recording.
I can close my email out if that's in the way.
Sam?
Is it my email in the way there?
No.
Okay. I'm really good.
Good.
And if we use this background, it's okay. We have a flag.
Yeah.
It's patriotic.
Yeah, that's fine.
And actually, we keep those PowerPoints off. I don't even think I even have to be seen. I talk of the PowerPoint. That works. Oh, I had a. little chilly in here.
I was about to say, you can turn the heat on if you want. I know you're,
I wonder.
I'm cold. I know you're cold. It's 62 in here.
Oh, we have somebody here. Miss Bunch has joined us. SW.
Oh.
Yes, yeah, they're coming.
See, they're asking to, guess.
Okay. They see us now.
Yep.
Good morning. Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Good.
Hey,
Good.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Miss Wilkinson, you are fine.
That's a compliment too, though. That's a pretty girl. I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. It's maybe because I'm trying to multitask. Can you hear me now? Uh-oh.
Okay, this was happening
Okay.
in this country, but look what was happening.
I'm excited. I miss you.
And then y'all
I
would
would love to have a really good
so
That's what I said. And then you could put like
Good.
where we've been.
I can hear every other word that you're saying.
Yes. I mean, you think about, you go to, especially in this one about the fossils and dinosaurs, they go to different places. And
Are you able to hear me?
The United States. I had told Jennifer that I said, we need to get
I
like
cannot.
a huge color poster made so that we
Talk
can
to me
like,
now.
go to those places. I make those
physical.
No,
Yes,
we can't hear
yes,
you.
I love it. I love it. So as you get into day 4, you're going to see that
Hear me?
I can hear you now. I heard you say,
you'll
can
have
you hear me?
multiple causes.
This is Barbara saying that.
Or one
Oh.
cause, multiple effects.
Can you hear
No.
me?
Cannot hear you, Wanda.
Because it
Okay.
may ask them, and like I say, to pick 2 reasons why this happened. That could be that multi-select. So you wanted kids to really work on being able to find multiple effects and then multiple causes.
So when we go to the standards mastery on this, is it going to, I guess, be touching on how that's
Can y'all hear us?
Yes, now. Yes.
Yes, yes, and let's, you know
There,
what,
someone has
actually,
a lot of
you wanna put
feedback.
up
They're
a
talking
logo?
about standards
Yeah.
Yeah, I
mastery.
think that,
I'm trying to find them to mute them.
I don't see anybody talking in the background, do you?
It's fixed.
Yeah, it's fixed.
Okay.
I'm going to bring this up. That way we can see everyone.
All right. So the PowerPoint, how are we doing that?
Yeah. So we're going to go share. Make sure no one else is. There you go. We're going to do share screen. And then we're going to go. I'm going to get her signed in on my computer. What time is it? Yeah, 8:28. I'm going to get you just signed in on my computer so I can accept people too.
Okay. All right. Be right back.
I'm gonna sign out here. Google. And then yeah, sign in there. And then I'm gonna get your PowerPoint. All right, go ahead and hold it up.
Can we launch it? Launch. It's going to do it in a few seconds.
Yeah. Then I'll make sure I'll do the comments and make sure if anybody needs to.
Okay.
Okay, I guess you only can do one at a time.
You don't really need to convert that other now. That was all editable. Oh, I can't be in two places at the same time.
I guess not.
Ah, dude.
What in the world?
And you don't have rights to do anything like with it, like exceptions?
Yeah, I don't have the rights to accept it.
I wonder if is there a way to?
Yeah,
I'd
maybe
like to
give
do
you
that,
rights.
but is there a way to give you rights?
Yeah. I can still see people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not booted, right? We're still here.
You are still there. Good
Okay.
morning.
So I think we're good. I'm just gonna leave that right here.
Okay.
This right here.
Do you just do over the shoulder thing that we talked about?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can y'all see the welcome to PIDAC? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we're good.
All right. So, well, welcome everybody. I thought we were cutting edge and had all the bugs worked out at the when we were face to face and virtual. Now we have to move our cheese a little bit and just going virtual. So I hope we got all the bugs out of it. And it's really good to see everyone this morning. Mikey's going to be operating behind the scenes here to help us with the technical pieces of it as we go through the meeting. And it is, I can't see who's all here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so Mikey's going to get you going to bring it over here so we can see it, baby, or what?
Yeah.
Mikey's going to get his computer here so we can see who's here, and that'll help us with our interactions, I think, a bit. Okay. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay.
And do I sign back in?
No, you're good.
Okay. Oh,
Uh-uh.
I'm going to cancel that.
We're good.
Okay. Well, welcome, everybody. This is PIDAC for November 18th, 2020. And I was going to go over the agenda today with you on our next slide. Yep.
You're good.
Okay. We're gonna Dr. Serency was slated to be with us this morning, and unfortunately he's been called away and cannot be here this morning, so we won't hear from him today, but I know he sends his appreciations to everyone for being here to PIDAC, and he really appreciates your interest in helping our schools and our students by serving on PIDAC. We have an early learning coordinator, our pre-K coordinator, Miss Jessica Stallings, has a very interesting and beautiful PowerPoint she's going to share with us and talk with us about the early learning piece of what we do here in the county. And then our own Katricia Champagne is going to share with us her work with the Baby Brain Builders. It's just an amazing program that's just such a needed thing for families. And then I have some parent-family engagement resources I'm going to share with you from the Florida DOE website, which is pretty extensive. I was really impressed when I looked at that over the past few weeks. So, I guess we'll go around and introduce ourselves again this morning. So I'm Wanda Wilkinson. Once again, I work at Federal Programs. I'm the Parent Family Engagement Coordinator, and also I help with compliance with our audit box and title pieces. So can we look around?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Okay. So let's start up at the top with Miss Barbara. Can you introduce yourself and unmute yourself and introduce yourself?
My name is Barbara Bunch. I have a high school senior at QI, and I have a 6th grader at CH Price.
Morning, Barbara. And what I'm seeing is me next, and then it's Jessica. Are y'all seeing the same thing I am across the way? So if we go across the way and just kind of short order like that, we'll introduce that in that order if that's good. So Jessica, you want to go next?
Sure. I am Jessica Stallings. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, okay. I am the early learning coordinator here for Putnam County School District and work with pre-K and our pre-K teachers.
And then next to you is, can you, oh, sorry, you were.
Wanda, everyone's order is different.
Oh, it is. I'm sorry. So I thought we were seeing the same thing. So Penelope, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Penelope Snyder, and I have 3 children still at QI Roberts.
Thank you. Lorena?
Hi, I'm Lorena Domini. I work at Federal Programs.
And Dr. Coleman?
Hi, good morning. It's so nice to see so many of you here. Melissa Coleman, Director of Federal Programs.
And Jen?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Azula. I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning for Putnam County.
And Nathan?
Nathan Evans, parent of 4 at James A. Long, and also with Project Praise.
And Patricia?
Hi, I'm Katricia Champagne. I am a mother of 2, one at Interlochen Elementary, the other at QI Roberts, and I'm here today on behalf of Baby Brain Builders.
Thank you. Ms. Kim?
Kim Baggs, Assistant Principal at Interlochen Elementary.
Priscilla?
Good morning, Priscilla Perry with Federal Programs and Migrant Education.
Tess?
Hi, I'm Tess Simpson. I'm a parent of 2 children at Children's Reading Center in the kindergarten and the 2nd grade.
Shree and Becky, I see you guys together today. You're muted.
Good morning, I'm Cherie Clayton, and I'm our ELO support leader, and I work in Federal Programs.
Hi, I'm Becky Moats. I'm a district graduation coach at Federal Programs, and I have a 6th grader at CELO Center.
Thank you. Mr. Campbell?
Good morning. I am Justin Campbell. I'm with Federal Programs 21st Century Program.
Good to see you, Justin. And I see SW, but I don't know.
Hi, that SW is me, Miss Wanda Sharice Williams. I have a 9th grader at QI Roberts, and I'm assistant principal at Aquila Elementary. Good morning.
And then Casey?
I'm Casey Griffiths, and I have a 4th grader
Foster.
A Cambridge Acceleration Specialist for the school district.
Yeah. And I think it's Mr. Dollar.
Yes, ma'am. Jared Dollar. I have a freshman at QI Roberts, 5th grader at Browning Pierce, and a spouse that teaches at Browning Pierce.
Thanks, sir. And Miss Odom? Oh, she's typing in. If you look in your chat box, you can see where Miss Odom has left a message there for everyone. She doesn't have a camera or microphone, so she provided a laptop, but we're so glad that you're here, Miss Odom. We hope that you can hear us.
That's it.
And then Mr. Helms.
Hello, I'm Michael Helm. I'm the STEM resource teacher for Putnam County School District.
I sure thank you. I don't know if you guys, you probably don't remember because you're a lot younger than I am, but there used to be a show on TV where Miss Penny had her little magic mirror, and she would say, and now I see Miss Barbara, and she's a good doobie because that's kind of what I feel like here this morning with everybody's faces there. It's so nice to see everyone. And I think we had someone join us, Miss Taylor.
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
And it's so good to see you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the meeting.
Dr. Coleman, would you like to welcome everyone and say a few words for to the group? Did you hear me? Dr. Coleman, can you hear us?
Good morning. How are y'all? Can you see me now? Well, it's so nice to see all of you all. On behalf of Dr. Surency, we'd like to welcome you. And even in this age of a pandemic, we appreciate you logging on virtually and certainly appreciate everything you're doing on behalf of our students for Putnam County. There's an exciting agenda, it looks like, for today for early learning. And I know that is something that is near and dear to our heart in the county. Certainly when children can acquire as many skills as possible at an early age, it certainly helps in school. I did neglect to, everybody else said they have kids. I do have children, and so, you know, this is important to all of us. And so I appreciate y'all being here today, and I'm going to turn it over to Wanda.
Okay. And I, in turn, just wanted to tell anybody a little information. Our parent-family engagement plans, both the district and the school, all the school plans have been approved. And so they're available for the most part on all the school websites. We're still checking up to make sure that's happening because we are required to disperse those plans in a public manner. So they need to be on the websites. But they're there. We have them. I mean, I have them. We just have to get them uploaded, both in English and Spanish. I do want to ask, and I'm going to send out, as usual, at the end of the meeting later in the day, I'll have our little survey about how things went and interest survey. And then I also am going to link again with the checklist for the parent-family engagement plan to see if anyone else would like to give some feedback, because it's not too late. Those are all living documents that can be changed at any time. And we really would like more feedback if we can get some more feedback. So that's coming out. So please, later in the day, check your emails, which, sometime later in the day and then within the next few days, so to get that information. And we really appreciate that. Okay, at this time, I'm going to turn our meeting over to Ms. Jessica Stallings, who's our amazing, rather new pre-K coordinator. She's replacing Ms. Ms. Smith this year, doing an amazing job. And she shared her PowerPoint with me earlier in the week, and it's just the most beautiful PowerPoint I've ever seen. I'm so excited to hear from Jessica. So please, let's welcome Ms. Stallings, and we will turn the screen over to her, and we'll learn about early learning in Putnam County.
Yes, so thank you. I also forgot that I have two children in the school system too. When Dr. Coleman said that, I have two kids that are at QI. I have an 8th grader and an 11th grader. And I didn't think about that until she said that. So I'm a parent too. As Wanda said, I did just take over this job this fall. So it's been a fun learning experience. I need to confess that I stole a lot of the PowerPoint pictures, so I don't want y'all to think I'm a PowerPoint genius. It does look pretty, but I do what teachers do best, and I borrow things that I find that look good. So I'm going to talk to you guys just for a few minutes this morning about early childhood, what we do in pre-K, give you a little snapshot of what pre-K looks like. So let's see, I'm still learning how to share things, so let me see if I can. All right. Is my presentation up?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So just kind of a quick little background about pre-K. It is a voluntary program that any child who is 4 years old by September 1st can attend. The state of Florida provides us 540 hours total, which works out about 3 hours and 36 minutes of day that they provide the funding for. Our parents do have to make up the other portion of that, which works out to be $180 a month. We do have a great organization in our county called Lift Putnam that is able to provide scholarships for about 50 of our students, so that helps them out greatly. It usually reduces their payment, and then we're able to get more kids into pre-K. We're very grateful for them. They even gave us lots of cleaning supplies this year too, which was wonderful. Every single one of our elementary schools offers VPK, so we have 15 voluntary pre-K classes around the county in our 9 schools. There are lots of private providers around the county who also offer VPK services. So for students that we can't get in, there are other opportunities around the county through private daycares that offer the VPK program too. We do assess our students 3 times a year. That helps our teachers just know where the kids are. One really exciting thing I just found out yesterday that I just want to scream from the rooftops is we were selected to all of our classrooms to participate in the STAR Early Literacy Program, which is an assessment they have to take at the beginning of kindergarten anyway. Now our pre-K kids will be able to participate in that program. It'll provide such great information for our teachers to help them to inform their instruction, and also to get our kids ready when they have to take that STAR in kindergarten. So we just found that out yesterday, so I'm very excited about that. Just wanted to share that. It's not on the slide, but I'm excited. There we go. So pre-K recruitment, and this year has been tricky because of the pandemic. Our numbers started off a little bit scary, made me a little bit nervous. We have a lot of nervous parents who weren't quite ready to send their kids back to school. Those numbers are growing, which is good. I think parents are starting to feel more comfortable. Usually what happens is we send flyers home sort of late February, letting parents know that pre-K registration will begin in March. We like to make call outs and have schools make call outs to their families. We also have Miss Priscilla Perry, who's helped us a lot this year with our migrant. She actually came to us at the end of last year and already had some kids that she had identified with her migrant families that she works with, and she was a huge help in getting those kids signed up. Kids that probably we would have missed because of the language barrier. She was able to go out and find those kids, and we have those kids in pre-K now, and that'll be such a great start for them. So we're really thankful for Miss Perry. She's our go-to when I obviously I don't speak Spanish, so she's my go-to when I need help communicating with those parents. So thank you, Miss Perry, for all your work you do for us. We also utilize social media as much as we can. It's just it's an easy way to get parents and get their information. So we do have a Facebook page. It's PCSD Early Childhood Education. We post registration information on there, and then we also encourage schools to share our information as well. Lots of the elementary schools will share anytime we post notices. So that's another way that we can get pre-K kids. Normally, we have families lined up at the door ready to sign kids up. Again, this year's just been different. It's been a different year, but they're coming back, so I'm excited. So once we get them in the door in pre-K, we do have Florida standards for 4-year-olds that we follow. Our standards look a little bit different than what K through 12 standards look like. They fall into 8 different domains: physical development, approaches to learning, social and emotional development, language and literacy, mathematical thinking, scientific inquiry, social studies, creative expression through the arts. And so a lot of what we do is based around small group learning, learning through play. We try really hard to make sure that we're engaging our 4-year-olds in a developmentally appropriate way. So our classrooms look different. If you've ever been in a pre-K classroom, they are usually noisier. You're going to see kids in different areas of the room all the time. Most of the good quality teaching that's happens in small groups, which is different than a regular classroom. If you have had a 4-year-old, if you have one in your life now, if you've ever had one in your life, you know they can't sit there for that long. So they're up and they're mobile, they're moving around, which is what we want them to do. So I just wanted to share a couple pictures with you guys of what a typical classroom in pre-K would look like. And like I said, you'll notice that it does look a little bit different. We have kids that are working, building little marble towers and doing an activity. We have kids who are writing and practicing letters. We have one of our teachers reading a story. We have playground time, art time. This little guy with the pumpkin, they were doing an experiment with pumpkins and right around Halloween. These kids up here, they always, this is from Miss Gornto's class at Kelly Smith, she always has them recreate the Three Billy Goats Gruff story, and it's hysterical. The kids get into it, it's great, but you can tell that they've learned the story, they know what's gonna happen, they love to put that on. In Miss Faye's room down here, she loves music and movement, so when you walk in her classroom, chances are kids are gonna be up singing, dancing, and learning while they do that too. So our classrooms look a little bit different, but that's okay. One thing that we're really trying hard to work on, and we started some of this process last year, of course the pandemic did not help us, but we're trying to be a good support for kindergarten transition. So one of the things in our own classrooms that we're going to do this year is really encourage pre-K teachers to take those students to the kindergarten classes and let them see what they're going to look like, because just as pre-K looks one way, kindergarten looks a different way. And so I want to encourage our teachers to take those kids out so they can see what a kindergarten classroom looks like and talk about how maybe it's different than what they are used to. Home support, we are going to send home books with kids at the end of this year. So our pre-K kids that are in pre-K right now, they're going to get a bag that has 3 different kindergarten books that talk about what kindergarten looks like. We're going to send some tips home with parents to try to help them get their child ready for kindergarten. So we're trying to reach out to homes. Private providers, and we tried this last year, but the pandemic got us. But one thing we want to do also this year is to provide kindergarten dates and times when schools have kindergarten roundup, so that way private providers can let their families know, if you're going to James A. Long, here's their flyer, here's where kindergarten roundup is, here's the documents that you need. If they've never had a child in the public school system, knowing what they need to bring will be huge. And so we're going to try to reach out to private providers and provide that information with them. Head Start, we have MOU that we're working on with Head Start right now to work with them. They already are doing some transition meetings with their families to get them ready for kindergarten. So we want to be a part of them. We want to work together with them. So we're working really hard to get that going. And then finally, kindergarten roundups. Every school has a kindergarten roundup. Most schools advertise through Facebook pages, through letters home, things like that. And so that's another way that we try to get kids ready for kindergarten, is the kindergarten roundup that they have each spring. I'm looking forward to maybe some normalcy of that this year. I guess we'll see. I know kindergarten roundups, they took a hit last year too. So hopefully that will come back to normal. Hold on. There we go. And so the last couple of slides really are just because I love pre-K and I am proud of our program. And these are national statistics. These are not our own personal statistics. But when you look at kids who participate in a quality pre-K program, in every area you can see that they are performing better than kids who haven't. They're more ready for school. They're least likely to repeat a grade if they've had pre-K. They're more likely to graduate high school, more likely to attend a 4-year college. And so even what we're doing when they're 4 and 5 years old makes such a difference for their lifetime. This one I think is a really big deal, especially with our growing number of ELL population that we look at. When you look at this area right here, this is about Hispanic children. And when you look that 79% of Hispanic children do better in letter word recognition than those kids without pre-K. 39% better spelling, 54% better in applied problems. That's huge for our district. We are gaining more and more ELL students, and the more we can get them to participate in pre-K, the better off they'll be. And the last slide is really, when you think long-term, it makes sense that kids would do better in kindergarten when they've been in pre-K. But when you start looking long-term about how they do, They're more likely to own a home. They're more likely to earn more money. They are less likely to be arrested for various crimes. And so, like I said, it's just amazing what one extra year of school can do for these kids. So please, if you have a 4-year-old, if you're about to have a 4-year-old, if you have friends with 4-year-olds, if you have family, if you see a 4-year-old on the street, please invite them to pre-K. We want them. We do have rooms still at a few schools. So if you see them, please invite them to come. Tell them how beneficial it is. And we would love to have them in our pre-K program. So, and that's what I got. That's my presentation. So thank you for listening. I appreciate it. And I'll turn it back over to Miss Wanda.
Jessica, thank you so much. I told you that was a beautiful PowerPoint. Would anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
To ask Miss Jessica about the pre-K program.
This is Jared Dollar. I have a question. Do we have a relationship with the Early Learning Coalition of Northeast Florida?
Yes, so they provide, they just provided books for our pre-K teachers to do the Read for the Record Day. They offer trainings for us throughout the year as well. We probably have more to do with Episcopal Children's Services.
Right.
They do a lot with handling our money and those kinds of things. They have handled all the grant money that we've gotten through the CARES Act. But we do have a relationship with them.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have a question for Ms. Jessica?
I think it's important too to just point out that you guys also have the ESE VPK, which my son did really well in, and it helped him move into being in general education. And so any parents that might know about that or not know about it and their child needs those services, it might be something that you can share with people that don't know that.
Absolutely. And the other thing, and I could mention too, is that even if their child qualifies for speech, language, those kind of services, they can receive those in the pre-K classroom as well. And so we have quite a few students who come to us with IEPs already. We have quite a few students who haven't been anywhere that we're able to identify really quickly and say, hey, this is a kid who we might need to look at for speech. We have our wonderful speech pathologists. They come in and they can talk to those kids in a few minutes and know that they may need help. So a lot of times we get these kids right off the street. They haven't been identified, and it gives us a chance to identify them early and help them early. And just like Ms. Simpson is saying, the earlier we can get them help, the more likely we can keep them in a regular education setting versus keeping them in an ESE room. So that's a great point. Thank you.
Any more questions or comments? Jessica, thank you so much. That's so informative and it's so important. And I do have a question though. Do all schools have a pre-K program? All our elementary schools?
Yes, all 9 elementary schools do have it. We have 15 classrooms across there. We have several schools that are smaller that only have 1, but then we have Middleton Bernie, which is a larger elementary school. They actually have 3 regular pre-K classrooms plus an ESE pre-K classroom. So yes, we offer it at all of our schools across the county.
That's great. Well, thank you again.
You're welcome.
Next on our agenda this morning is Ms. Katricia Champagne, and she's going to talk with us today about the Baby Brain Builder program, which I just learned a little bit about it because Ms. Priscilla Perry in our office is also involved in the organization. And I'm looking forward to learning more and getting involved in this. I think it's such an important program for students, because like Ms. Stalling said, the earlier that we can get to our students, to little children with some support in language, and the better off they are for the rest of their lives. So I'm going to turn it over now to Ms. Champagne, and good morning and thank you. You're muted. Let's see what we can do.
Let's see.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, perfect. Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. I will say off the bat that my PowerPoint is not as fancy as Miss Stallings, so simple, simple and sweet. So let me share my screen with you. And okay, can everyone see my screen here?
Yep.
Okay, let's go into presentation mode and get started. And just to let you know, Baby Brain Builders was brought here by Angela Mills. She was a school teacher here in Putnam County. I know for some years she taught at C.H. Price. And at the time, one point in time, she lived in Pensacola, and she attended a seminar that was talking about brain development. And we'll get into this in a little bit, but she immediately from that seminar saw the benefits of it. And when her and her husband moved back to Palatka, she wanted to bring this program or a version of this program back home to Putnam. So I have a question for you, and it's right here on the board. What organ takes the longest to develop in the fetus? So you can put your answers in the chat, and we'll bring this back up here. Let's see here. So I guess I posed a very easy question because yes, everyone answered the brain, and it is the brain. That is absolutely true. It's amazing that the brain, it's a part of the central nervous system, and the brain is developing throughout the entire pregnancy. And even after pregnancy, after the baby is born, the brain still continues to develop because now it's picking up on language, it's picking up on words, it's picking up on the environment, and all of those things affects the baby. So with Baby Brain Builders, that's exactly what we want to do. It's in our name. We want to build our Putnam babies' brains so that they can be more successful in school, better in their academics, and just contributing members to society. That's what we want to see. Everything all comes full circle. And I want to say, I have a video that I want to share with you, but before we start this video, I want to say that when we listen to the JFG program and just the group talking about how they're helping our students connect to job skills, connect to college, connect to technical schools, I think that that's so beautiful that all of this work is going in for our Putnam kids, and we want to keep that encouragement through the entire time, from the time that they're in the womb to the time that they walk across the graduation platform, to the time that they're successful. I mean, in our county, just think about our county. We have commissioners, we have mayors, we have a governor, but he wasn't born and raised in Putnam. We have so many successful people, lawyers, doctors, nurses that were born and raised right. The important thing is either stayed home or they were educated elsewhere. They branched out and then they came back home, which I think is so beautiful. So I have a video to share with you. Let's get that started. And here we go.
Parenthood is the biggest adventure in your life. There's a lot you can do to keep your baby safe, happy, and healthy in the first 3 years. Just as it's important to feed your baby's growing body, you've got to feed his growing brain. What grows your baby's brain? You do. With the words you say and the time you spend together, at least 85% of your child's brain will develop in the first 3 years. These years influence how ready for school he or she will be. That's why it is so important for you to make the most of this time. But how do you start? Talk your baby through the day. Feeding, changing, and bathing are all things that your baby needs you to do to keep his body healthy. He needs your help to keep his brain healthy too. His brain is making millions of neural connections every day. That wiring will help him be ready for school. To make those connections strong, he needs you to talk to him. That sing-song tone of voice parents use when talking to a child isn't just sweet sounding. The tone helps fuel brain development. So when you're changing his diaper, feeding him, or snuggling together, talk about what you're doing. Everywhere, all the time. Every word is building his brain. Respond when your baby cries. Before a child has words, crying is the way he tries to talk to the adults in his world. Try to answer those cries with warmth and love. Some people think responding to a baby every time he cries is spoiling him, but you can't spoil a baby. Older children can remember times in the past that you have soothed them when they've been upset. Newborn brains can't do that yet. That's why it's important for you to respond when your baby cries. Studies show that babies whose cries are left unattended may suffer toxic stress. If that continues over time, it can change a child's brain and make it harder for that child to learn, trust others, and control his or her emotions. Build that brain from the start. Even though your baby isn't able to talk yet, she hears you when you talk to her. So make sure you talk all the time. Some people think that how smart you will be is all about who your parents are or where they live. But the genes you got from your parents aren't the only things that make someone smart. What goes on at home and in the world around a child has a big impact on how a baby's brain grows. Make your home a place that is rich in words, songs, play, and love. That's the recipe for building brain connections that will be the pathways of learning your child will use their whole life. How you say it matters. Baby brains need to hear lots of words, but it's not just the number of words that matters, it's the way that you say them. When it comes to brain building, a soft, warm voice is better than a firm, loud voice. Babies learn more from positive words than harsh, negative words, and they learn more from words that describe than from words that only give orders. Responding with kindness and love in your voice won't make your baby needy when she's older. Use every chance you get to talk to her. Ditch the screen and use your voice. TV, apps, and games can be great tools to help children learn when they're older, but babies learn best from a real, live person. From you. Doctors say that children under 2 should have limited screen time. Reading together, playing, and talking with a loving adult is interaction that builds brains. It may be tempting to hand over that tablet or turn on the TV, but try not to, especially in the first year and a half. Praise the effort. The older your baby gets, the more she will start to explore and try new things. That's why it's important to praise your child when she tries to do something, even if she doesn't always get it right. When you praise your child's effort, you worked so hard to stack your blocks and you finished it. Great job! You encourage her to keep trying things, even if they're hard to do at first. Praising the effort can be a way, experts say, to help a child become resilient and to be less likely to give up when faced with a challenge. Some people say babies aren't born smart, they're made smart. They're made smart by their parents talking and interacting with them from the very beginning of life. You have all the tools you need to give your baby's brain a good start. Your voice, your time, your attention, and your love are all he or she needs to build a brain and build a life. You can do it together.
All right. So, that is a video that we like to play with all of our caregivers that we come in contact with because it sums up what we dive into. So for our 0 to 3-year-olds, because that's our target, we talk to a variety of caregivers through the county, and we titled them caregivers because we all know in our Putnam County, we don't necessarily have the birth parents taking care of our babies. Sometimes it's aunts, uncles, foster parents, So we like to title them caregivers. That way, it's not, we want to include everyone that has contact with a child. So you may have someone that just goes to visit. It doesn't exclude you from being able to build communication skills in our babies. So you see on your screen 30 million words. This is the book that we have based our trainings off of. This is, our program is research-based. Dr. Dana Suskin wrote 30 million words, Building a Child's Brain. She was a doctor that actually implanted cochlear, she did cochlear implants into people, babies, children, adults, but she found that children who had not received rich language before their implants were installed, they actually had a more difficult time learning to talk, if they did, versus children, babies that had that rich environment. They were able to learn to speak, whether they use sign language at home or whether they were able to just view a person's mouth and their body motions being lively, showing character, and not necessarily hearing the words. So 30 million words, what exactly does that mean? You see 30 million words. Oh my goodness, do I have to say 30 million words to a baby by the time they're 3 years old? No, no. It's not 30 million different words. It's 30 million words in total. And how do you do that? It's by using something that we're all given, and it's free, just by using your words. So it's something that we say all the time. Words are free, so use them. So a child is not defined, no person is defined by their zip code. No one is defined by, oh, you were born in Putnam County, so we're not defined by that. So we stress using words, because what our words do is they build language, they build sentence skills. Sorry, I'm flipping ahead of myself. And that's what we encourage caregivers to do whenever they have contact with a child. So a thing in this book, section in this book, is called the 3 T's. 3 T's: tune in, talk more, and take turns. And tuning in is something that we can do all the time. Take advantage of opportunities. After a long day at work, you're working all day, and you go pick up the kids from daycare or the sitter, and you're driving home, and usually there's silence. That's an opportunity to tune in. The first T, tuning in by describing the environment around you. If you're driving over the bridge, wow, look at the water, look at the skies. What color is the sky today? Is it gray? Is it foggy? And that's how you just take advantage of the moment. Take advantage of what is going on to have that opportunity to tune in and talk. And then talk more, that's the second T. So you want to take that time, not necessarily with a screen. You want to take that time and explain things a little bit more, so that instead of saying, look at that wall. Yeah, I'm looking at a wall in front of me, but to talk more, I'm looking at a wall, it's white. Yeah, I'm describing the color. There are 8 holes in the walls because, I don't know, were there pictures there before and they were taken down? You just taken an opportunity to talk more. And our third T is taking turns. So, that is just an opportunity to engage with your baby, engage with your child, and just have pure conversation. Pure conversation. So, I want to talk to you about how we uh, stay in touch with the community. So our efforts are community based, and of course, we have been impacted by COVID and the pandemic. Um, Previously, we were having small group sessions, and we were really receiving a lot of support throughout the community. We had a session at Raybon Pediatrics. We had a couple of sessions at the Putnam County School District. We had a session at the Women's Club also, which garnered a lot of participation from those ladies because they're grandmas, they're aunts, they're great aunts, and it was a moment to let them know that their words are powerful. And so we received a few participants that were interested in learning how to become outreach trainers. But sorry. So in that, I want to lost my train of thought there. So I want to bring up this book. We all in our training sessions we give out a bag, and I'm not sure if you can see this bag here, but we have this lovely bag, and that was supplied by Kiwanis Club in Kiwanis Club of the Azalea City, our local hospital, the health department, and the Oliver Foundation also. Getting back to our community sessions, sorry. So in our community sessions, we were having small group community sessions, and then the pandemic happened, so we had to change our face. And so now we're doing more one-on-one sessions with caregivers as we come in contact with them. We have built a concentrated outreach trainers group. We have been having training sessions, and we have 12 training sessions that are planned, and each training session is intended to go through what we want to share with the caregivers. And we'll get to the session names in a moment. But anyways, that's how we are continuing to connect with the community right now. So one of the books that we share in our lovely bags is the ABCs of Putnam County. And this book was actually created just specifically for Putnam County. It was created by Jane Crawford, Alice Adams, Lucy Broski, and Angela Mills. And these are some of the pictures that I shared here with you. D is for Depot, about trains that you learn. So our expectation is to, or our hope, I can't say our expectation, our hope is that caregivers will read this book to children, and as they drive around our county, they can remember, oh, that's the train station that I saw in the book, or this is Interlochen, you know. So it's all about, this book is all about our county, our beautiful county, and there's so many wonderful things about our county, and I'm just glad that we were able to put it in a book, and it's really beautiful. All of the pictures in this book are hand painted, illustrated by Susan Eubanks, Pat Angelini, Joyce Duggar, and Nancy Brenner. And I think We still have some copies at Ladybug's in town, is downtown. So if you'd like to pick up a copy, those proceeds will go to Baby Brain Builders. So here's a list of the sessions that we go over with the caregivers, and that's what we're doing with our trainers right now. So we've changed phase. We have small group sessions with outreach trainers, and then these outreach trainers, as we come across our babies in the community, we invite caregivers to a more one-on-one session, whether it be face-to-face or whether it be over the phone, via Zoom, however the outreach trainer feels comfortable. And we go over all of these things to just give them different ways and ideas to communicate with their babies. So I wanted to invite you guys to visit us on Facebook. Please, please. Our Facebook page is Baby Brain Builders, Inc. And the Inc is very important. So just make sure that you put that, and you'll see our little baby superheroes, our logo. Our website is babybbrainbuildersinc.wildapricot.org. And I listed Angela's phone number on here. That's her direct line if you'd like to have more information. We've had to change things because of the pandemic, but we are full force trying to connect with our caregivers, because we want our babies ready for pre-K. We want our babies ready for kindergarten, so that we can help them be the best that they can be. So I appreciate you having us, and that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
I don't have a question, more of just kind of a comment. The book that campaign was just showing, they're actually going to deliver to our pre-K classroom. So Lucy Broski and Alice Adams and myself on Monday and Tuesday are taking those books to the pre-K classroom so our teachers can read them to our kids. So thank you very much for that. We appreciate that.
Wonderful.
I just have a comment too. Thanks, Katisha. I am super excited about this program and that I stumbled upon it because I have a unique program that services children from 0 to 21 years old. And so this program really helps me to understand and to service those children that are in that 0 to 3 age. So it's going to be an amazing impact, I think, on Putnam County and how we prepare them for school. Thanks.
Katricia, do you have an estimate about how many families that you've reached so far with the baby that information available?
So far, because we have also been working with the Putnam Housing Authority, so far we've reached about 20 families so far. But hopefully that can increase as the months go. It's kind of it's changed our face. So before, when we had small groups, we could gather more, but now it's more of a one-on-one, but we're still keeping the momentum. I mean, the thing is, our goal is really to reach one. If we reach one child and we're able to build the literacy skills in them, the cognitive development, the language skills in that one child, our goal is done. Our goal is done. So the more the merrier, yes, but that's just it. And I want to mention also, when the maternity ward closed at the hospital, that was another major hit to us, because Angela had actually went through the process to become a volunteer at the hospital, and when those babies were born, in the first 48 hours, she was there with a bag in hand going through all of these things because, you know, when a family brings home a baby, they have so many other things on their mind. Sometimes talking isn't on the list, you know, and to just be there to have that conversation. So, you know, that was a hit to us. So that started to slow down the process because she had contacted quite a few. I want to say by that time, she had contacted at least 5 families, possibly more. But as of right now, since we've changed face, it's been about 20.
Well, it sounds like you guys are very resilient and determined.
Yes.
And great work.
Thank
you. I'm looking for more becoming involved. Anybody else have a comment or a question? Okay, well, thank you.
I actually have a.
Oh, Mike has got one right here.
Great presentation. I have a 3-year-old and a 1.5 years and 3 months. And so I was texting my wife as you were speaking, and I ordered that book already. And just looking forward to reading that. And just great job. And it's awesome what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you're going to enjoy this book. It is so cute. And I have a 9-year-old, and we were reading through this book, and that was actually why I put the picture of the train depot, because we took a train ride for the first time. They wanted to, that was on their bucket list. So we went to the train station, bought a ticket, and we just went down to Orlando for the day and came back. And but he remembered the train depot from the picture in the book. So I just think that it's a great way for our county to be spotlight, you know, to be on the spotlight, because we have a lot of beautiful resources here and a lot of wonderful history in our county. And, you know, why not start teaching our babies what we have to offer in Putnam County?
Thank you, Ms. I guess our next, I'd like to share resources with you from the Florida DOE website. And this is a really good page that they put together for us. And so I need to, the title of the page, if you're going like to the Florida FDLOE, is just you just search for free resources for families and teachers, and this is the URL where you can get it. And let's see if I can just go do it. Yep. And open. Okay, good. Yay, it worked. So this is what you'll see if you get to the website, and the very top here.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let's see. There we go.
So now everyone can see, I'm hoping. When you go to the site here, if you click on any of these little highlighted areas, they'll take you to that direct spot down on the page. So if you're looking for something in particular, you don't have to scroll all the way down. You can just find some things there. But as I was going through, I do want to share a few things that I thought were kind of interesting. And one was this dadsworksheets.com. I love that they said that they said that nobody learns math by osmosis. You learn math by burning up pencils and paper. I thought that was a pretty good quote. But on this menu at the top, they have actual worksheets that you can go through, and all the different math, like subtraction, addition, multiplication, division, different worksheets that you can download and children can do. And then the other thing was the tools, which I thought was so cool, because you can actually, it has calculators here that you can upload into your computer. So like if you wanted to I thought this one was pretty good. This was I taught 4th grade for many years, and long division was always something that students had a lot of trouble doing. This long division calculator, if you put in your number, I don't know, so like, if I can put in show here. And then enter, and then it kind of walks through the whole program for you. You know, it shows you what you're supposed to do. So you could check your work. You could actually see what you're supposed to do. I thought that was a good calculator. And then the other thing I thought was a countdown timer. So if you have students, as a fourth grade teacher, here are your multiplication facts. Here's your eights. Here's your time. Get started. So you can actually, let's see if I can make it work. Oh, you just. So you've got, you know, so a parent could actually time their student, or a student could time themselves. Anyway, I thought those were kind of neat tools to use. And then you have printables. These are actual printable sheets that you could copy and print out. There were the games were kind of interesting. Kids like to learn through games, and so there were several games here that you could actually download and practice your facts and things like that. So the games are.
That's asking to use your microphone.
Okay. So anyway, so you can. So it just was a cool. I thought this was a very good resource for families. And another one I looked at was Audible, which is because what's happened is this whole. If you read about on the website, what happened is as businesses, because of the pandemic, businesses and different have actually given free access to parents and teachers for different that you normally have to pay for, like Audible. I know you probably have heard of Audible because it's like where you read all, you know, you hear pre-recorded stories and things. There's a whole selection in Audible. All you have to do is click here, start listening, you know, on your through headphones or however you do that. That's free for folks. Stop. Make that go away.
Take a picture of it.
All right, Mighty, make that go away so I can.
Oh, this.
Yeah, I can't get to. I need to place.
Oh yeah.
Close
Okay.
that
Yeah.
out. Okay, and then another.
Oh,
I'm
you're
losing.
good. You're good. I just go back up.
Okay,
There we go.
thank you. Common Lit was another one that I looked at. Where did it go? Here. Another one. Just you can create a free account and you get all these books. There's for nonfiction text and fiction text. Let's see. Another one was I'm just read theory, which I'm really partial to reading. That's what I did. These are reading passages, comprehension passages to improve your reading comprehension for students, which is a good practice for all our state tests that we do. Story Online was another one, and Learning Without Tears. This is going. Where did I find that? This is pre-K, which was this. I thought this was good too, because this is for like little guys, which we've just learned a lot about. Early handwriting, reading readiness, handwriting. How to there's practices here for that, and just a lot of resources for distance learning for little guys. So I just want to just share that with everyone, and I'm going to post the PowerPoint. I can get back to us. Okay. Anyway, I'll post the PowerPoint to when I do our send out at the end of the meeting later on this afternoon with everything. So I'll invite everybody to the Drive folder that'll have everything there. It'll have our PowerPoints and then this actually the link to this very valuable website. So are there any questions or comments? Okay.
I just wanted to comment that I think that it is awesome that Learning Without Tears is sharing their resources. They are a little bit on the pricey side, especially if you need a classroom set. And for them to provide their services, especially right now, that's absolutely wonderful. And I will be checking that out. Will you share the link on the chat so that?
That's good.
Awesome.
I was surprised too because there were several things like we did schmoop at the high school when I was there. It was we paid a lot of money for this. You can set up a free account and for Smoop for yourself. I mean, many of these resources are things that normally you would pay for that you're provided free, and there's ways just to kind of go in and it tells you how to access it free. So we need to get the word out that that's available to folks because it's a very good resource. And it's just on the FLDOE website. Okay, would anybody like to share anything or any good news or that's happening at schools or before we close the meeting? Because I think we're just about on time today. We're not going over too far. Anything?
Well, I just appreciate all of you all for everything you've shared about early learning for students. Wonderful presentation. Jessica, you're in charge of all my PowerPoints in the future. Baby Brain Builders is amazing. It's just amazing resource. So I appreciate all of you and everything you do for our students.
Ms. Bunch, did I see that you had a question? Or
I just wanted to tell you, I've got a daughter who's a high school senior now. I wish I had known about this group and you all as a resource years and years ago. This is absolutely, I mean, my children have been blessed. I'm a big supporter of our small county and the school program that we have, but this format, this PIDAC, is such a wonderful resource. This is truly such a valuable meeting and such a valuable forum that I wish I had been more knowledgeable about years ago, because I feel like I would have even been a stronger parent and support person to other parents because of what I'm getting through this forum. So thank you so much in the season of being thankful, not only because of Thanksgiving, but for the health and safety of us all. Thank you so much for offering this, and thank you for making this virtual thing possible, because you know, getting into Palatka for a meeting is a barrier for somebody like me. So thank you so much. And Dr. Coleman, just all these federal programs and everything the county is doing for our kids, it's amazing. And we should all be very, very proud of the people that work very hard to do these things.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for those kind words, Ms. Bunch. And please let me tell part of the things that you're learning here. Please reach out to others and let them know what you're learning here, and invite. Please invite if you have friends or relatives, neighbors that would like to join us. Just let us know. We'll send out a link to them, and we'll try to grow our group and get this information out more to the county, to our parents and families. That's really our goal.
Thank you, and your personal texts are very much appreciated the day before too. Thank you.
Okay, well, if we're all done, if we don't have anything else to share today, then I just have to say one more time how much we appreciate your presence here with us today, and your support and interest in helping our schools and students. All right, so I guess we'll say goodbye. I have to figure out how an ending. I have to have an ending song or something so whenever it's over. Well, take care, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.